Elaborate a content means understanding, selecting, and transforming the gathered information to create a new product that conveys the original content in a new form with additions related to the context in which it is placed. A classic example could be the creation of a concept map, but even simply underlining a text, making annotations, summaries, summary tables, and so on also count. The first image that comes to mind is certainly that of a student who, after attending lessons, independently elaborates the materials provided by the teacher. From this perspective, then, the entire responsibility for the learning event is left to the student, with minimal guidance from the teacher, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that way, quite the opposite. The elaboration of content is a fundamental moment in every student's learning process. A design by the teacher that is specifically aimed at reworking content, while also being integrated into the course and with other learning events, can form the foundation for deeper and more lasting learning. So, when and where should the content elaboration event be placed? As we have seen, in the traditional approach, the teacher presents the content, for example, during a synchronous lecture, while the reworking of the content is usually left to the individual student to do independently. But let's try changing our approach. Let's try to identify possible solutions that enhance content elaboration within the teaching practice, that allow better support for students during the activity, and why not, that also provide the teacher with feedback on what has actually been reworked and learned by the students. We could then consider cases where content collection is carried out asynchronously, for example through MOOCs, so online, and then propose content elaboration activities during synchronous sessions in the classroom, taking advantage of the teacher's support and presence. By freeing up classroom time from content collection, the teacher can then initiate individual or collaborative elaboration activities, such as creating a concept map in groups. Another example? We could think of cases where the elaboration phase is integrated into the learning path and used as input for other activities. Let's consider, for example, a situation in which both the content collection and the elaboration are carefully guided by the teacher but carried out asynchronously. The output of the elaboration activity, such as a concept map or a bullet point text, could then be used as input for a structured discussion among students held in the classroom. The final point to focus on is the possibility for the teacher to receive feedback on what the students have actually learned. In these examples that we have only briefly outlined here, the final output of the elaboration activities allows the teacher to get immediate feedback on what, how much, and how the students have retained the material, what connections have been made with previously learned content, and so on. In these terms, elaboration thus becomes another element that the teacher can use to reshape the lesson content, the planned activities, and other scheduled learning events for the course.